Well, hello to all the future BDR academics. It's Dan, and today we're going to talk about my number one strategy for engaging with the target employers, or in future when you will work as a BDR, you will of course those treat the contacts in your database as potential clients, but for now, we're talking about potential employers, SaaS companies that work in the domain that you chose during the previous steps. And now you start to engage with those wonderful people. So, as I've already mentioned, commenting on LinkedIn is probably the best strategy in my playbook for engaging with the target companies in the SaaS space. And why it works. So first, you create instant visibility inside the target account because the posts from your colleagues from the companies that work in the same company as you, they are prioritized in your feed. Okay, so if you work, or if you worked in a rather big company, you might have noticed that posts from, let's say, your marketing departments from your corporate page or from your CEO, you always see them. They're prioritized. So that's how the algorithm works. So, and the thing is, if you leave a comment, if it's a good comment, if you leave it under the post of, let's say, CEO of an ad tech company that you want to follow, like hundreds of people, at least tens of people inside this account will see this comment, and you will create that's in marketing, that's called brand awareness. Of course, nobody will write to you right away and say, oh, I saw you left this wonderful comment, so we want you to work with us. Not yet. This will come, but for now, it's more important for you to create the brand awareness so more and more people inside the target company will know who you are, and that fact will make it easier for you to engage with those companies later when you will offer them your services as a BDR. So reason number two, you directly engage with the future employer, and when the time comes, you'll be ready for the job, interview. You won't be a complete stranger. Actually, I've mentioned it already. It's very different when you approach a person like out of the cold. You can remember some examples from your real life. So scenario number one, you've been subscribed to a person on Instagram and Facebook, you've been exchanging comments and so on. Then scenario number two, you don't know nothing about the person, and this kind of creates some kind of a barrier between you two. So of course, it's better for you to be engaged with somebody inside the company, and it will really help you in the future steps. Because as we all know, we're buying from the people we like and we trust, and this engagement on social networks creates trust, and that's how it works. So also, unlike the posts, your comments are guaranteed to be seen by the target contact. Okay, because last week we started to write some posts on our LinkedIn accounts, but the thing is that the fact that you wrote it kind of doesn't guarantee that everybody will see it, even if those people are in your network, if you're connected on LinkedIn. But if you leave a comment, let's say under my post or on the post of any influencer or any potential employer, he or she, they're guaranteed to see your comment. And if the comment is good, they will remember you. So that's why commenting on LinkedIn works. So let's talk about some mistakes that a lot of salespeople make when engaging with their target contacts via LinkedIn. So mistake number one, don't try to comment on like everybody that's in your network. It will take too much time, and it will kill your focus. Maintain your focus and stick to the target account lists. Okay, we spent several weeks crafting your ICP. We spent several weeks creating the list of the target accounts, target companies that you want to be employed in. Yeah. So use it. Comment and engage only with the people that can provide value to you. Comment only under the post that written by the people who can be your, I don't know, potential partners or employers or something like this. Because if you'll try to engage with everything, you spread your resources too thin. You need your output, should be like at least 5 meaningful comments per day. And by meaningful, I mean personalized, clever, maybe funny. So not some standard, okay, John, that's a great post. So this will take you around like 30 minutes per day, but you need to do this every day. It's like, I don't know, doing your exercise, okay, or prepping some food, okay? The fact that you like cooked some food a week ago doesn't mean that you don't need to do this anymore. Yeah, you need to do this every day. So that's how it works. Also, please don't use AI-based tools that generate comments, because native speakers can see this approach from a mile away. Yeah, there are all those programs that kind of log in your LinkedIn account and that automatically leave the comments under the posts of the people that you follow. And if you're selling to the market that's not like English native, okay, you're selling to MENA, you're selling to South America, it may work. Yeah, the AI-based tools, it may work. Actually, it's a topic for quite different conversation, but it may work. But in US, every native speaker instantly understands when the posts or the comment was being generated by an AI, and this will diminish the trust that you have with this person. So it's something to think about. And last but not least, you need always to add value in your comments, or at least be original. So later in the lesson, I'll show you some references. So don't go like around LinkedIn and leave like the post. Oh, great post, Jack. Great thoughts. No, it doesn't work. Of course, it's better than nothing, but you need to dive deeper. So maybe a joke, maybe like a reference to the book, for example. This comment format also works very well. Let's say there is a post about some trends in ad tech by CEO of the company that you want to work in, and you post something. Oh, that's great. There are some great thoughts, Joel. And oh yeah, I like the similar topic was recently discussed in the podcast by this and this. So you can do this cross-linking between the person you're commenting and between the people that you maybe wrote about them in your posts. They may be some opinion leaders, thought leaders in your space. So you need to add value with your comments, and this is crucial. Because once again, nobody wants this. Oh, that's great. Thank you for sharing. No. It doesn't cut it. Maybe like 5-7 years ago, so maybe it was okay. But now you need to do so much more. So your commenting checklist. Before we dive into some examples, I want to briefly explain what you need to do. First, follow the companies from your ICP from the previous lessons. Okay, you have your ICP, you have your what's called the dream list. You have this dream list divided into tiers. Yeah, tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. Then you need to follow the active creators from those companies. Usually it's either CEO or CMO or a sales executive. Then you need to allocate at least 30 minutes every day to write at least 5 meaningful comments. Oh, sorry, there is a mistake on the slide. I see it. It's CEO or CMO, meaning the chief marketing officer. They're usually the most active people in the company, and also the sales executives and some, I don't know, business development director. They're also really, really active. So allocate at least 30 minutes every day to write at least 5 meaningful comments and engage in some conversation. And as I've already mentioned, the bad news is this activity never stops. It's like your new habit. If you want to be healthy, you need to eat healthy food. if you want to get in shape, you need to do some small exercises or stretching like every day. If you have like a health issue and there are some vitamins that you just eat them every day from now on. So there is not the thing that you do one time and that it just produces results on autopilot. No, you need to make this a part of your daily routine. So, and after you leave some comments on the person's post and maybe you get a reply, you can add the person to your network, and this increases the acceptance rate dramatically. So before the streak, it would be for you maybe like 35%. I mean, out of 100 people that you add on LinkedIn, 35 will add you back to their contact list. But with this approach, when you comment first and then, and then you add the person to your LinkedIn, your acceptance rate will be more than 80%. So, and my number one tip for getting better at commenting, just to look close at the people who are like really great in this and copy the things that are working for them. So let me show you several examples. Let me give you several references on the people who like leave, like, I don't know, I don't think it's 5. I mean, I think they leave like 15, 20, 30 comments per day, and they're really, really, really productive with this approach, and you can just copy and paste their techniques. So let me switch to the activity report and let's do this. So in order to track how the person is working with the comments, you need to go to their LinkedIn profile. Okay. And then scroll down. And then scroll down here to activity. And then tap comments. And you'll see all the comments that this person was and is leaving in the network. So let's start with Morgan Smith. He is a brilliant LinkedIn strategist, and I believe you should follow him. And let's check out Morgan's comments. So these are the comments under his own post, not very interesting. So okay, so here is the comment that he recently left. He's trying to make a counter argument to the idea that was presented in the post. I would call it like a pro tip. So I don't think that at this level of your career, at this level of your experience, you need to start arguing with people, okay? Because you're not, because you have, as I've already mentioned, you don't have enough experience. But this is the thing to do. So here is some jokes, okay, that you can not like steal, but you can look at the structure and use the same. You can use some memes, if it's appropriate, of course. So these are the things that will get the attention of the person that you're writing to. So a question. Here is a nice one. Now I have to know, what was your main takeaway for having the intelligence? I mentioned that a former head of the IDF knows a lot about Intel, but it's super curious what's translated really well into business. Okay? So this is the post. Definitely Morgan is selling something. He's also a BDR. He's like a solo consultant, but of course he's always selling. And he sees that, all right, I have this lunch or dinner, lunch, yeah, with this person who was like who worked in a military intelligence directorate. And instead of posting just, oh, that's a great photo, Morgan asks a question. Okay, so actually, I believe this is a very productive strategy for you as a young BDR. So, oh, thanks for the post. like, what do you think will be like the main advice for the young and just starting out BDR? So let's say if the person is sharing some sort of a like big content piece, the comment that I just like quote created for you, maybe a good template. So don't be shy to ask questions. So don't lie, don't make everybody think that you're like this quote unquote super expert. Yeah. So be open on your LinkedIn page, right? That you're like just starting out as a BDR and everybody will treat you all right. And ask questions. Don't be overly pushy. Don't try to like, if there is one question that you asked and you got your reply, just say thanks. Don't try to, push harder and ask more questions. So this is a good strategy. All right. Let's my man Yuri Veremchuk. Also, he's a great BDR. And okay, this is just a person sharing some news about like a person looking for a new job, and he or she is in the context. But instead of it's a very original comment. So he uses this additional letters in the word go. So let's go. So it doesn't seem that it's been created from a robot. So there is a smiley, there is like all this warmth and feeling that it was written by a human. And Yuri is really good. You're really good in this. Most of these comments are just this emotions, but he kind of he transfers them very openly, and this looks like really cool. Okay, so okay. Also, see what Yuri does. There is a post about some meeting that was held by the person who is writing the post, and Yuri sums this up with one very short but kind of engaging thought. Because let's say SDR leader bootcamp help SDR leaders to reach their full potential, yada yada yada. And Yuri writes that it all starts with the leadership. So I need to read more about it. Sounds so cool. If you like the content, and so that's a great content piece. I really want to. I really want to learn more about this. That's so cool. Is there any like additional read that you would recommend on this topic? Okay, so you can use these frameworks, and once I'm not giving you some templates. Okay, write this. No, just use your own imagination. Look at the people who are great in this. Here are some examples from my LinkedIn account. So my comments. That's 100% yes. Thanks for mentioning. That's okay. All right, so there is the person when there is an example when the person gives an analogy and I give him another analogy. That the same strategy that you just seen in Yuri's posts when I sum up I sum up like a rather a long article with a punchy statement that's almost a universal strategic initiative to be aligned with when orchestrating a mega deal. The same thing. I summarize the article also. That's just such a great thought, Andrew. And here is like my additional take on this. Here is a joke that I use. This is a two-word statement, so the idea that the person shared is so good that I want to make like a tattoo with this, so it's like kind of a joke. And yeah, and here you go. So what I urge you to do is you can maybe in the chat I'll share some additional people for you to follow. Go to their account, choose show the comments, and follow the tips that follow the strategies that these people are using. in their commenting. So you'll see the patterns there. You'll understand how it works, and this will be like after, I don't know, 10, 20, 30 comments, it will be really easy for you to create the comments. So you're assigned for the week. Follow at least 30 creators from the target companies, add at least 5 comments daily, and stick to this habit. Your task is to make screenshot of at least 10 comments that you crafted and put these screenshots in one Google Doc and share it in the private cabinet. That's all for today. Thank you and take care.